Hey, how are you, Sarah? Episode 428.
Well, I'm feeling great.
There it is.
You know, I'm feeling great, but not about all things. But maybe I should change my mindset on this. Guess what?
But there's
I've
too much
discovered.
hate.
Well, also that, yes, correct.
Okay, go ahead.
That's adorable. Can we all just give Susie a little, like, oh, good job, Susie. You did it. I like that you did that. I discovered my first gray hair. That's the proper reaction. Thank you. Ren did not have the same reaction. And he was
What did he do?
He's just like, well, maybe you've had gray hairs and you didn't know before, blah, blah, blah. Or wait. And I'm like, no, I need outrage. I need the...
I can't believe he said that.
No, because he's got gray hairs in his beard. He's like, what's the big deal?
He always looks at everything like with rose-colored glasses.
Right. He's like, I know.
This is not the time, Ren.
I'm like, this is an emergency. I have gray hairs.
Where did you see it? In the front?
All over, Suze. It's spreading like the coronavirus.
Wait a minute. Do you think that
no,
really...
don't say it. Shh. That they were there all the time. That's what Ren said.
No, I was thinking maybe all the stuff that's going on all
100%.
Yeah.
Because they're all new. They're they look the exact length of hair growth of the, yeah.
Like the last 3 years, that's when I started feeling pretty angry. 2016, right about.
Yeah. And I was like, it was a moment. I remember, I don't think I will forget that. And then I found 3 on the side, and they were
Sarah,
long.
This is an emergency.
I know. Thank you, Susie. Now, I don't even understand how it works, because does it start? Because I noticed a few different things, and I can't believe I don't know this. And maybe you don't know this either.
I don't know
why
anything.
I'm asking you like you're an expert. But what are your thoughts? Is it it grows straight out from the root and regular, you pluck a hair and it grows?
Yes, it does.
And then it comes in gray. But how come there are some that are super long? Does that mean they've just been there for a long time and I didn't notice them?
That's correct.
No. I thought maybe it was that thing where all of a sudden the hair follicle just whoosh, and it turns white.
Pigment.
Yes.
Like a tree.
Because that happens when people experience they see a ghost and they get that white streak Rogue from the X-Men.
So it was either that, you either saw a ghost, or you're aging.
So it's either I saw a ghost. Stop it! Oh,
damn!
It's probably the ghost. It can't be getting any older. Oh my god! It's I could feel on my head where they are now. I'm very aware.
This is an example too of people. You know the ladies that let it grow and are natural.
Yeah.
And I so admire them.
I think I have to be that lady.
I was wondering because you seem like the type.
Yeah, that's why I said I think I have to. That was me asking. I think that's what I'm supposed to
That's who you are.
If I'm following the
Sarah brand.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm on brand, don't you think?
I think that's so noble and can be very beautiful, but I am not courageous in that way.
My friend Tana did that, and she did it while we were in grad school. And, because it really, we recognize, and I think it's maybe the field you work in and things like that.
Yeah.
Because we talked about how we are in one of the only businesses where your age helps you. Where you want to look older. You get credible. Yeah. Yes, you get credibility. And so people would be like, oh, aren't you a little young? So she's like, I'm going to grow my hair out. And
I don't want credibility.
That is desirability is what you're going for.
Yeah, we have different...
It's credibility or desirability. Yeah, but and it's mine, it seems pretty curly, and so it feels very
You'll look great.
Flowy,
that's the thing.
like Stevie Nicks-y. And he's blonde. Who knows? But it was a real moment. I remember that, and I also will remember forever the moment when I tried to thread a needle, and I couldn't see. I had to do that thing where you move it back, and I was like,
"Oh my god, you're advanced early aging."
Susie, I know. I know.
Susie.
What's happening?
I mean, this is a time of great mourning.
It is. Thank you for really understanding, because I feel like nobody else And by nobody else, I mean just Ren, because he's the only other person I've talked to.
People are going to be mad at me and say I'm ageist, and I mean, you're right. In terms of appearance.
Oh, that's God. Really funny. Yeah.
Well, so you are having trouble dealing with it, but you think you'll probably accept it.
No, it's just like, I'll accept it, because here's the thing. It's not even a matter of, this is hilarious that we're talking about this. Like, more because, like, this is not where I expected this to go, but this is so funny. It's a matter of my, we can assume that I will have poor lack of upkeep on, or I will have a lack of upkeep, I should say. Mm-hmm. We can assume that I'm not going to be one to be touching up the old grays on
you're not
the
regs.
About that. No. I'm like, Ren was like, couldn't it just be that, like, maybe it's like you're finally seeing it because, like, and I'm like, no, I would get my hair colored like once every 6 months, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I was so lazy with that. And like, so, and you're talking to a girl, like, colored in her roots with Sharpie. So, like,
yeah,
well, you know, when my hair was black. So, like, yeah. And so I don't think I can color it, because I would have to, like, it would be too much maintenance, and I would just be like Roots McGee all the time. So there we go.
You know, when you do see one, like, you know Elon Musk's mom, May Musk?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know her.
Can you Google
May
her?
Musk
because,
definitely sounds like a perfume you buy at CVS.
Right, but that, like, weirdly smells great.
That is so funny. May Musk.
Look. I think it's MAE. If you Google it and take a look at her.
Oh, my God. Is she the most beautiful woman that has... what?
I know. And she has that gorgeous gray hair. And sometimes
Holy crap.
It looks incredible. I mean, she's a model, so...
Of course she's a model. Canadian, South African model, and dietitian. Well, there, okay.
She's so stunning.
She's gorgeous.
If you can rock it like that, do it.
Susie.
What?
These are not my genetics.
Well, I'm just anyone, not you.
Okay,
personally.
but that's like a bit like okay, right. If you can, I thought you were telling me, and I was like, "This is how I hope. This is what you're gonna look like as an older woman."
No, I already have seen my mother, and she looks like Skeletor, and I already see me morphing into it. So I'm just accepting that.
Oh my gosh.
It's frightening.
Well, I'm slowly turning into one giant freckle, so I have that to look forward to.
You know what? This actually is the perfect transition to my first topic, which is it was just a quick article I read about a brand that was acknowledging how whenever you go on a Zoom call, the first thing that most women do is apologize for how they look. Have you noticed this?
No.
I have.
Because I have different Zoom meetings than you do. I would be like, I would like to encourage anybody out there to do not feel like they have to apologize to their therapist about how they look. That
True,
is a waste
that would
of
probably
time.
be like the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, so like you don't need to do that.
Well, even with friends, you know, like we'd get on and they'd be like, "Oh, pardon my roots, you know, the salons are closed," or "Sorry, I'm wearing sweatpants," or you know, or whatever. Like, my house is a mess.
I do that. Yeah. I did that, for sure. I'm definitely apologizing for me being human.
Yeah, and, like, I do it, too. Because, to me, self-deprecation is bonding. Like, you know, because then you're... I don't know, you're just saying, like, we're in this together. Like, we look shitty together.
Yeah.
And, I notice it, and I was glad they pointed it out because I wanted to be more aware of it. Like, because the men aren't apologizing.
No, not at all.
It's all the women being like, "I'm sorry, my baby's
they're
crying."
the opposite. It's that lawyer who thought it was okay to answer with his shirt off, or do a meeting with it's like the opposite. We're like, could do you own a comb?
Yeah, they're not self-aware.
Do you know
at least
where
in that
it
way.
is? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just assuming this is not this. It's very different because I'm not in business meetings, but I'm just going based off of the articles I read and the things that they say.
Yeah. And that, like, the women will apologize because their baby's crying in the background or because their dog barked or because their hair looks stupid.
This is a totally different world. I'm, like, encouraging, like, I am in pajamas when I'm like, I'm like, please, like, just roll out of bed. Like, do not worry about... Because who wants to worry about that, especially when you're it's kind of nicer.
And I think during the quarantine time, a lot of people were, getting a little loose with like the grooming and also, fashion and probably not wearing bras as much. But so, if you're ready to put one back on and you want to go outside, you know where to call. Third Love.
I do. It's so great. Let me tell you, because I love a comfy pair of panties during this time.
Yes.
They have been keeping my bum very comfy.
They're really, really, like...
Looking beautiful.
None of us want to wear bras or even clothes, frankly. But you got to. And so you want to be comfortable and you want to have one that fits. And that's why Third Love is great. They have half sizes. They have over 80 sizes. They have a perfect fit promise. So they're saying, like, we got you. You can wear it for 60 days, wash it, and if you don't love it, you can still return it for free, and they donate it to a woman in need, which I really love. You can just go on there and take the quiz to find the perfect size for you. As I said, super comfortable. I wouldn't wear it if they weren't. Everyone knows I hate bras. Yeah. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/brain now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/brain for 15% off today. Anyway, okay, so stop apologizing on Zoom.
Yeah.
Now.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, I will say what it's the apologies for like kids, and I feel like you never have to apologize for kids or dogs or things like. Maybe in my world you don't have to apologize for anything. That's really
that's true. I do know that about you.
Yeah. Well, and when you're doing therapy online.
Yeah, but even in general, like you're not the person who's gonna judge.
No. No, because I'm just praying that they're not judging me and my roots that haven't been done in 6 months.
And your one
and my gray hair.
Okay, next up, did you read about the woman on a reality show that's in Asia called Terrace House? Have you heard of this?
No.
This is like, I think
read almost nothing recently.
That's okay.
Except like regular books.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So I think Terrace House is similar to Big Brother, but I think it's mostly well-known people, so maybe like Celebrity Big Brother. And, they live in a house and find out what happens when people stop being polite. And the one gal that was on there this season was this beautiful Asian wrestler. And she, I guess
like WWE
style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I guess her persona in the wrestling ring is the villain, kind of like sassy and whatever.
Got it.
And so when she was put on the show, it's kind of complicated because you're casting her, but everyone knows her as this person, like Hulk Hogan or whatever.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
So she was edited, as we know how this works. To match it. And so she was like, kind of like the person that stirs the pot. And then, of course, the audience reacts and they hate you, but they kind of love to watch you and all that jazz. We are very familiar with this.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, as we predict, this went terribly bad because she was experiencing cyberbullying from all the viewers and she took her own life as a result. And these they're aired like Big Brother where it's like happening while it's airing kind of thing, I think. No. I think so, but then this wasn't a rerun. They were airing a rerun, so she had to experience it again, like the onslaught. And so, this is something Sarah and we talk about all the time where, you're just, even when you say, oh, they know what they're getting into, you can't imagine what it's really like until you've been there. Don't you agree with that?
Yes.
Like it sounds like, well, who cares what other people say? Or, you're on TV, you have to expect criticism. But it can feel...
it's so... When I remember and they didn't even give us a breakdown of what was really good. Like, there was a minor talking to where we had like a what do they call it? It was like a PR and press prep meeting or something.
Oh my God.
And
like before
like
your
2
first
days.
episode came out or something?
Yeah. And it didn't prepare us at all. And I just think about, how can you? And even like I have read that contract, and especially like the damages that it could do part, just because I'm curious. Because I would always say like, oh, they it says like they can decapitate you and blah, blah. And like I always think that was funny, and I wanted to like no, and I'm just like, oh my God, it like you can write all that, but it still doesn't even come close to how it really feels.
Yeah, because the true pain for most of us is certainly not physical.
Right.
It's, emotional.
But
mental.
even if they say emotional and mental, that's so broad.
Yes.
That's so, and it doesn't take into account like complex trauma being a part of that. And like, or like somebody else having background, or if you have like a drug addiction, or if you have a underlying mental illness that maybe hasn't been diagnosed, and how like that kind of stuff.
Right, because how could you really?
You can't.
Right.
So it's not ethical. I mean, I've said this 1,000 times. Reality television, not ethical. It'll eventually come out. Mark my words. This is one of those where I'm sounding like my mother. I'm like, mark my words. One day they will, whoever they are, I don't know.
The powers that be.
The powers that be will say, it'll probably get really bad. And then they'll say, nope, this is unethical.
I mean, it is a weird thing and I speak from experience, because not only were we on reality TV, but we now have a podcast. And some people might think, if you have a certain number of followers, you're an influencer. And that's commodifying your life as well. And it can be disorienting, because it's like what's real and what's not.
Right.
And what's important and what's not. Everything gets skewed, and it's like
Totally.
a funhouse mirror.
And you can, and it's engaging in the other things that people engage in like, it's real life for us and for people who have been on reality television, but it's entertainment for other people.
Yeah. And I really do think that's hard for people to understand or conceptualize.
Yes. I had a talk with Milo, what the heck is his last name?
Ventimiglia?
Ventimiglia, that guy. I'm not kidding, I really did. At an event that we went to when I was on the show, and we were talking about like playing roles and things like that and being on television. And we were talking about how if people don't like him, they don't like him because of his character.
Right.
And he's separate than that. If people don't like one of us, then it's very hard, because there's the feeling of like, oh my God, they don't like who I am. And it's easy. I mean, it's like not playing a role. And I think we understand that, but people who are watching have a hard time understanding that.
I was even thinking recently about, remember when Johnny's leaked sex tape came out?
Yes.
And then we, as a joke, decided we were going to watch Dunbar's porn on our Q&A instead, because we weren't going to watch a leaked sex tape. But I was thinking about how, like, I don't like Dunbar, and I don't really care about him as a human, but, like, his decision to do that video, and, like, I'm pro-sex worker, all that stuff, but to me it felt like the byproduct of being on reality TV when you don't want it to be over, but nobody really wants you anymore, so you're like, okay, now what?
Right.
Okay, I'll just do this.
This is like the band reuniting and going and touring on a cruise.
Right. And it's like, maybe it was healthy and it worked out great and he loved it. He has no regrets. But the sense that I have is that this is an act of desperation, and you really want to still be relevant. You want to be
holding on. Yeah.
And it makes me sad now when I look back, and I think we shouldn't have even watched it, because like maybe that was him saying like, please love me.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad, man. Anyway.
Well, because that's like one of the things that's on there. So you can argue that like that falls into emotional distress or whatever. And like that, the term emotional distress is so broad that it's like basically like every single bad, icky thing on the scale of a terrible, awful to like, not so bad.
Right.
That's terrible.
And you don't know where each person falls on that spectrum.
Right.
Yeah.
Or what other things were there that makes it all compounding, like, compounded or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's complicated, but
It's all complicated.
This is just one of those things, like reality TV is not going away, and neither is the commodification of personal lives. So it's important to just have the conversation and be aware of what you're consuming and supporting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One thing that I definitely support, which I keep talking about, is our cross rope partner. I freaking love it.
This is like everything worked out in one.
I know. I just bought one for my friend Ryan because he saw mine and was like all jealous.
Yeah,
I'm like, I got you. So I sent him one. It's so great because you can work out from home. You get a killer full body workout. You can do it just a few minutes, which, that's what I'm doing because I hate working out. And you can do like a light rope, or you can do a heavier rope for like more strength training. I'm like, how can I be getting a workout from the stuff I did when I was like 8?
Yes.
In the
And if you sing songs in your head, it feels really fun.
It's really fun, and it's great for Adam and Lincoln. He had a jump rope show at his school last year, so he got really into doing all the tricks.
Those are so cool.
They had so much fun, and he doesn't even know he's working out, like they just think it's play. So cross rope is great for you if you want to work out at home and you don't want to be bored. It's just a really nice way to stay fit and still enjoy your workout time. And they have quick workouts and like fun challenges on the Crossrope app, so you can put your goals in and all of that while you're at home and keep track of it there. And if you're ready for a new cardio and full body home workout, visit crossrope.com/braincandy. You can get up to $40 off Crossrope sets plus free shipping when you check out today at crossrope.com/braincandy. That's BRAINCANDY, crossrope.com/braincandy. Check it out. It's a nice alternative. Okay. Well, so keeping in the wrestling, theater realm, I also watched the documentary on Netflix called Nobody Speak, which is about the Hulk Hogan trial against Gawker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Refresh. Okay, tell me.
A few years
ago. It was
ago,
about leaking something, right?
Yeah, there was a sex tape that leaked of Hulk Hogan banging Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. And
oh my God. I assume the Love Sponge is in quotes.
What if that was his Christian name on his birth certificate? I forget his real name, but that's what his radio name is, Bubba the Love Sponge. And he and Hulk were friends, like best friends. And according to Bubba, they had an agreement. Like it was like, what do you call that? Cucking? Where oh my God, you bang somebody else's wife and then the husband watches or whatever. It's a whole thing. Whatever you're into. So there's a tape and it was leaked and Gawker published it and then Hulk Hogan sued them. And so the documentary deals with a lot of First Amendment questions about who is sort of behind this move to make libel laws stricter and limit what the press can publish. And I mean, the answer is Trump, but it's also
right because I remember that's what it being like a don't look over here, like the distractor from what the real thing was.
Yes, because unbeknownst to everyone, Hulk Hogan was being funded by a man named Peter Thiel, who's a billionaire. And he was one of the founders of PayPal and an early investor in Facebook. And Peter Thiel also happens to be gay. And Gawker outed him. So he had a personal grudge toward Gawker and decided to bankroll this lawsuit. And the implications are huge because they found in Hulk's favor, and he got $115 million, what do you call that?
Settlement.
It wasn't a settlement.
Oh.
Whatever the thing is called. And now everyone in the media, realizes you can bankrupt an entire outlet if you don't like what they say.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking dangerous.
What was really bonkers, though, was like watching Hulk on the stand. So at that time...
Did he wear his bandana?
Yeah. It was black, though, like a somber bandana. So... at the time, if you'll recall, he had a reality show, Hogan Knows Best.
Yes, I watched it.
I did too. It was great. It was hilarious. They're a bunch of goons. And so it's Hogan Knows Best, and they are in his family's home and following his real marriage. Like they documented his divorce and everything. But like he's on the stand arguing like Hulk Hogan is a persona. It's not Terry Bollea. So like... they would say, well, how can you say that this video is private when you're going on Howard Stern and saying you have a 10-inch penis and you have a reality show? And he's like, I don't have a 10-inch penis. Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis. And I'm like, oh, now I'm into it. I am so fascinated by this idea of these people, public figures, who blur the line between fact and fiction and like their own personality versus their persona.
Okay.
What are your initial thoughts on that?
God, like, oh man, I have to like it's like so much to take in and filter through because it's like, okay, so first it's a leaked sex tape, and he's upset that they leaked the sex tape.
Bubba claims, though, that the tape was consensual and that it wasn't like they filmed him without his knowledge.
Right.
And also, like...
And she was the owner of she had a copy?
Yeah, like she's fine with it.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Mrs. Bubba? Okay.
Mrs. Sponge.
Mrs. Sponge. Mrs. Sponge is okay. Right.
Is there a Mrs. Love Sponge? So, right. But also there's different laws. You know, if I'm just a regular person in the world, there's different libel and slander laws for me than there would be for someone like Trump or a public figure because public interest matters. So when you're someone famous like Hulk and you have a reality show and you talk openly about having a big dick, then the expectation of privacy is much smaller than somebody who's just living their life and has kids, whatever.
Yeah.
But according to this judge, who, question mark, then we are going to dismantle free speech and freedom of the press just because... And the reason this matters is because billionaires don't want you to know their private lives. They don't want you to know their private dealings either. And
so oh my God, this is
for
deep,
all of us.
man.
Yeah. Who knew Hulk Hogan was so consequential?
Oh, I know. This is making me like, ooh. Because there's the initial instinct to go, like you
It's private.
It's private. But... if it's in the public interest and I can see where business is going with that, where because then I think of Jeffrey Epstein and all that.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, you can't, I feel like somehow it's connected.
Yeah. And so I think also when you're in the public eye, if you are determined to be private, then don't fucking bang Bubba the Love Sponge's wife and film it.
Right. And for sure. Oh my God. There you go. Because I think about, I'm like, I don't worry about that because I've never done that because I don't want that to ever be a possibility. Oh my God.
But I mean, listen, I'm
real.
also not victim blaming. Like if, you take nudes and you keep them on your private phone, and then they're just put out. Yeah, there are. It's nuanced and
because
it's complicated.
Once again, that's not. But if you were, like, that's what you did, you know, if you had an OnlyFans and then something else, like, it might be a little different.
Yeah, every situation is specific to the details of it, especially for libel laws, which are very complicated.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like there was a bigger agenda than just like Hulk's upset.
And that's what you have to follow, like, because that's, it's not stage one that it's not like the first layer of the onion. That it's like you got to kind of go, okay, well, if this is true, then what about this and what about this? And you eventually get to.
This isn't a question of, Gawker has to pay a fine or, you know, Hulk gets a settlement. This is Gawker was run out of business by somebody who was mad that they said he was gay. And the guy that runs Gawker is gay, and he was like, I don't think that being gay should be shameful. Right. And I think all celebrities should be the same. So if I write about so-and-so dating his girlfriend.
Right. Because we do that,
with straight couples.
We do that all the time when we're like, okay.
I'm just saying it's
even
complicated. And, you know, that we should consider all these things and the implications they have on things like fucking freedom of the press, which is fundamental to a democracy. Even if what they print is unsavory. I think it's terrible to out somebody. I would never do that. That doesn't mean I think it shouldn't be allowed. That it should be against the law. Oh, gosh, those are two different things. Whether something
Susie,
is appropriate.
You're really making me think in these last few episodes. I am just like I'm a sponge, not a love sponge, but
well, that's why I love the ACLU is because they don't care what you believe, like what religion you are or whatever. Like if you want to burn the flag, even though that may be reprehensible, it should be allowed. It's protected speech. Mm-hmm. And so we should allow the KKK to say these disgusting things. We should allow, like, not incite violence, but they can have gross beliefs and all that. And that's fundamental to our democracy is having things said that are offensive and gross and that being allowed. Mm-hmm. And same for the press.
Man,
You're
if we
hilarious.
lose that. Well, no, because, like, it's so true. And this is, like, that's something that I don't know a lot about. And I don't know how to... You know, I know about like weird facts about lobsters and then things related to like the human mind and brains and emotions.
And
like
things
that's
are great.
about it.
That's
about it. So, you know, it's just like I'm like
I will fight for your right to say really disgusting things.
Yeah.
You can be a bigot.
We do talk a lot about poo on this episode.
Right, but you can say and do terrible things and I believe that is your right, and I will fight for that. And that's why people have died, fighting for those rights. So we have to maintain them. Fucking
interesting. I love those good documentaries like that.
It was really good. It's on Netflix. You guys should watch it. And another thing you guys should do is definitely get a new toothbrush because I've seen yours and they're disgusting. Not yours, Sarah.
Gross. Well, thank you, Susie. And if you haven't replaced yours the entire time you've been inside, that's a problem.
That's a problem, and
I don't know.
makes
Maybe
it
some
so
people
easy.
don't realize that they
probably
forget.
don't because you haven't been able to go to the dentist.
Right? Oh my God, I'm suffering.
I know, me too. And
but
so
I do
that's
think
why
he's going to say my teeth look good, though.
We're very thankful to Quip because they make it super easy. They have beautiful electric toothbrushes that mount to your mirror. They look really chic and stunning. And then every 3 months, they send you a replacement head for it. So
don't even have to go out.
Yeah, you don't have to go out. And they are great because they pulse every 30 seconds and they time it for 2 minutes so your kids will know how long to brush, which is, you know, imperative. And they now have refillable floss. And they are all automatically delivered to your door every 3 months for just $5 each. And if you go to getquip.com/braincandy right now, you'll get your first refill for free. That's your first refill free at getquip.com/braincandy, spelled GETQUIP.com/braincandy. Quip, the good habits company.
Mm-hmm. I love when you said that Lincoln called Adam out for not brushing the full length of time. And every time I brush my teeth, I now think of that, and then I brush the full length of time because I'm like, ugh, Lincoln's Watching, but he's not watching. He's kind of like Santa Claus or something like that in my mind.
Lincoln also outed Adam for something else. Adam's could be so mad. He's probably listening in the other room right now. But he was not one of the people that use wet wipes when they go number 2.
Oh, okay. Well, I was also not one of those people for a long time, so I had to be converted.
Yes, and I would like to take this time to convert everyone because that's what it had to do with Adam. And he was like, wait, I'm not a kid. I didn't know they were for me. And I'm like, what do you mean? If you got poop on your arm, you would not use a dry piece of toilet paper to get it off.
No.
You would, at minimum, use something wet.
Minimum.
Right.
And then there's definitely multiple wipes after. And
Yes.
I mean,
so
for
why
anywhere
is your...
else, there'd be a smell test too. So, jeez, crazy. I got a bidet, so, you know.
I know. Stop bragging about it.
I know. I'm super braggy about it now.
But I just want to encourage everyone to go ahead and wipe thoroughly with a wet wipe for Pete's
But
sake.
don't throw it in the trash or in the toilet. Throw it in the trash
throw
can.
it in the garbage. You taught me that, and I've since changed my ways. Even when they say flushable, I don't do it.
Yep, don't do that. If you need anything, Google Fatberg or don't.
Or don't.
Yeah. Warning.
Anyway, I've converted Adam, so hopefully you guys will get on the train. In the category of, like, terrible brand choices, you know how sometimes they come out with stuff and you're like, why?
You mean like the Chipotle, which actually ended up being cute. Didn't you see it? And it was cute.
Something?
No, the makeup set.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't see it, but I took your word for it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So like that, but so what? Like that kind of thing where they're like combining it, or just
kind of.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll give you an example of a good one. Recently, I saw on Leah Remini's feed that she partnered with K-Swiss, and they did this adorable tennis shoe with rainbow stripes on the side for Pride. Oh. And I was like, obviously, yes, I'm buying those right this second. And so I did. And that's a great collaboration for Pride and K-Swiss. Great. Well, Levi's decided to do one for Pride and inexplicably decided to release crotchless denim.
Oh, for Pete's sake. What do you mean?
So bad. You have to Google it.
I have to Google this. See, no, this is like what I'm talking about. This is exactly the I love this kind of shit.
Listen, I mean...
Oh, Susie said, listen, that's good. This is going to be good. Do I type... Okay, Levi's.
Crotchless denim Pride. And you will see the most hideous pants you've ever laid eyes on. Oh, Lord. And I'm not opposed to crotchless pants, like whatever you're into. It's just the denim. And also, what does that have to do with Pride, really?
Okay.
What do you think?
Levi's Pride denim chaps. Okay. I see. In this is a stretch. If we're gonna be like, okay, what do we? Oh my God, they're essentially go over your shorts. Okay. Yeah. I can see it as a nod to maybe the original like leather daddies and of the
to me that feels like minstrelly. It's like playing to a stereotype or sort of like a caricature.
This is true.
What gay person do you know that really wears crotchless pants?
Well, I mean, not like on the regs.
Well, like at Pride, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Like there's a whole... I lived in San Francisco.
And you saw them a lot?
I saw them when we went to like the Folsom Street Fair or like, you know, on an occasion.
Wait,
like,
what did they have underneath? Just underpants or what?
Or like leather, like leather underwear or...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Leather,
I mean, depends.
Okay. Not
jean
denim.
on jean. No, it's not good. I told you, I was trying, you know, and here's the thing. Let's see. Oh, okay. Because sometimes, you know, like in the description, it'll tell you some info about it. Like sometimes I'll see shirts that like maybe have like a reference that I don't understand. And I'm like, let me look at the description. Oh, that explains it. That movie that I never saw. Okay. This says the 2020 Levi's Pride collection continues our tradition of supporting the LGBTQ community with 100% net proceeds benefiting blah, 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 blah. Denim chaps with cutouts around the top. That's it.
And they don't say like why.
But you know what? They've got to have, because it says features, zip fly, leg opening, straight. Okay. Haha, that's funny. The pants are straight.
Good one.
Thanks. I mean, it's a reach. But it says zipper fly. It really is. It says zippered fly, and the only way it could be zippered fly is if the shorts came attached to it. So I think the shorts come with it. This is a problem.
Yeah, it's just not, to me, like, I don't get it. And I'm like, if you're saying crotchless pants are synonymous with gay culture, I would probably protest that and disagree with you.
And, yeah, and the
just make a cool rainbow top, for Pete's sake.
Is it under men's clothing or women's clothing? Because it's got a woman wearing it. So
right,
it's kind
and
of
that
like
made it worse,
that's a problem. That does make it worse. Okay, yeah, I'm anti.
But if the gays love it, then I will too. So if you guys
then
love
I'm pro.
it, let me know. Let me know.
Right. I mean, it's going to be... Here's the thing. Like, you know what? I really hope somebody in the gay community comes out and says that it's terribly styled.
That's what I'm thinking.
The picture I'm looking at. I'm like, did somebody just miss the mark on the styling? Like, we got, gathered the terrible shoes to go with it. They need to be at least twice the
yeah, you're right. Maybe it's just that they aren't cute that I'm mad about.
Did they have no gay people working to help them with this?
Right. Because, I mean, I don't know.
I just feel I'm trying here.
Okay, maybe they will love it and they see it as emblematic of gay culture. And if so, then great. Let's get some crotchless denim going on for Pride. Yeah. But to me, it felt like, what?
Yeah, it feels like that to me.
Okay, good.
I've seen no good. Yeah, it feels like, what?
Let us know, gays.
Yeah. Right. Let us know. Okay. Cool. Now I'm like, oh, what other products are out there that, I'm into it.
Yeah, usually the partnerships, like Fabletics did one for Pride as well. They have a Pride collection, so I got a really cute sports bra with a rainbow on it.
It's cool. See, rainbow, I feel like is so a good look for you.
Because it's 70s.
So totally. Yes, I want you to wear all of that. And hey, didn't I see you got some roller skates?
They canceled my order, Sarah.
Susie! I'm so sorry.
But also, whenever I posted that, I got tons of people being like, well, you better get a butt guard and wrist guard because they're dangerous. I was like, what?
Well,
Has
you'll
roller
be good.
skating changed since I was 10?
No, it hasn't. You're fine because you've done this before.
What are they doing?
Well, it's keeping a low center of gravity. If sometimes when the feet get out from under you, you can do like the whoa. And
the thing that made me want it is that the picture of Farrah Fawcett, remember, on the skateboard?
Yeah.
I love that 70s look, and I'm like, I could up the ante and get really rad roller skates and do that with tube socks. I'm into it.
Oh, I got a brand new pair of roller skates.
We'll see. To be continued on that. Maybe I'll get a new order. I don't know.
And look at us. I'm going to be like all 90s out in my bike shorts, which I've bought and purchased 3 pairs of since all of it, since it's become a trend. Just a call to action for listeners out there who may also like bike shorts. Can you please tell me what ones to buy that won't give me a camel toe? Because I need the gusset. You know what I mean?
What's a gusset?
It's that little triangle piece that's in the middle. If it's just the seam straight up and down.
Ouch.
I don't want to leave the house wearing that.
I will say Fabletics has new shorts that I got that look like biker shorts, but they're not that material.
Oh, yeah.
I'll send you the link to that. I don't know if it's what you're looking for.
Do you get camel toe?
No, not that I've noticed. Maybe that's more spandex problem.
It probably is. Okay, I see. Yep, that's totally it. Yeah, send me that link. Cool. That was like an aside. That was just for me. I don't even remember what the original topic. Oh, yes, what we're going to be wearing when we're rollerblading. So I'm going to be wearing that and my tie-dye stuff. And then you're going to be dressed in all 70s gear, and we'll just be looking like we're going to a Rock of Ages party that nobody invited us to and nobody is throwing.
Right, we're not in costume. This is just who we are.
That's who we are. Of course, it might be Halloween by the time
Oh my God!
We're
Don't
out of
say
this.
That.
I know, I shouldn't, but
okay. Do you want to hear about another documentary I watched called Cocaine Island, or do you want to hear about how to write a condolence letter? Very different.
Oh my God, different. Well, I'm going to go with the documentary Cocaine Island. I'm into it.
Cocaine
Not cocaine,
Island
but
is-
islands.
Have you ever done cocaine?
Yes, I have done it once or twice and hated it.
Why?
It's awful. Like, why'd I hate it or why'd I do it?
No, why'd you hate it?
Oh, I mean, like, I did it because of peer pressure, and I hated it, and bad decisions, and I hated it because, listen, does your girl over here need anything else to make her, no.
That's like what Kathy Griffin says about why she doesn't drink. She's like,
I don't
really?
need any of that.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do, I have trouble getting to sleep at night as it is. It was like, I remember, like, I did it and I was like, this is it?
Yeah.
This is like painful. The next,
No, that wouldn't be for me.
No. So, yeah. Man,
Okay.
I can't believe I shared that. I never thought I would. But you know what? Maybe people should know that it's...
people do things when they're young.
Yeah, oh my gosh. It is kind of funny to think I'm older now, and it was like years ago since these things happened. So.
Yeah.
I have gray hair, remember?
I'm talking to Mae Musk right now.
I mean, come on. In my dreams. Okay, back to the subject.
On Netflix, Cocaine Island, it was beautifully shot, really, really beautifully cinematic. And it was about this guy who's like a big... heavy house builder. He's like he owns his own home building company.
Okay.
And he's just like a married white guy with a daughter. And I love this. This is the beginning. They had this guy talking on camera and he goes, a normal fairy tale starts out with once upon a time. A Southern fairy tale starts out with you ain't going to believe this shit. And I was like, oh, I'm watching this.
Yes.
And so it was about this guy in the South who kept hearing this tale from his friend that his friend had been in Puerto Rico and was walking along the beach and came across this bag. He unzipped it, and inside was tons of kilos of cocaine. Uh-huh. And so the guy that found it, eventually buried it because he didn't want to turn it over to the Puerto Rican police because he said they were corrupt and that he might end up in jail. So he was almost scared to even have it. And so he just buried it. And then he told all his friends the story. And we're talking about $1 or $2 million worth of cocaine.
Oh my God, yes. Everybody wants this.
And so everyone was obsessed with this story. And then eventually the heavy guy,
When you say heavy, do you mean physically?
Yeah. But I say, because it's notable. In the film, it comes up a lot that he is a heavy guy and they refer to him as out of shape, and he's a real character.
Okay, got it. That is part of his identity and who he is.
Yeah.
Yes, because I didn't know. I was a heavy contractor. I was
heavy?
Heavy. He does a lot of heavy lifting. Okay, got it. Heavy contractor. I was like, what are we doing? Okay, got it. A large man. Yes, he was a large man.
Big guy. And so he fell on hard times after the recession because people stopped building homes, and he really wanted to provide for his family. So he started fixating on that bag of cocaine and thinking I need to go get it. Anyway, it's the story of him trying to find the bag of cocaine and then eventually getting in trouble with the FBI about it.
Oh, dang.
And
oh my gosh. Well,
I don't want to spoil
because here's the once you do find it, now you have
Then
a whole bunch of new problems.
Right.
And now it's also, as we mentioned, I'm not very well versed in cocaine, but or in happenings or ingredients or this, that, and the other.
Yes.
But I would assume if it's been buried for years, it probably isn't good.
Well, maybe. I don't know how that works.
I don't know
That's a good
either.
point. Well, regardless of whether it's good or not, you don't want to bring it in the U.S. because then you're in hot water. And most of the documentary, even though it's beautifully shot and very cinematic, it's playful and silly, and you just think, what is this about? Where are we getting at here? And then towards the end, it gets serious because there were consequences to all that they did. I'm only telling you all of this because I happened to watch it the week that the protests started, and that really frames how you see things when you're thinking about white privilege. Because what happened with this guy, once he got in trouble, he and his wife in their interviews, they start crying. This is all bullshit. I can't believe it. I'm a nice man. I was just trying to feed my family. And I thought, well, that's literally every drug dealer. And let's just say it wouldn't be a slap on the wrist if you were dark-skinned.
Right.
And I just thought it was so interesting how just 1 week of protests changed just how I viewed otherwise kind of playful documentary, you know?
This is so good. That's so important. It's important to put that that's like a lens, like glasses that we have to see the world through, and to be able to recognize those kind of things.
And I still love the film, and I still love the main characters, and I was rooting for them, and I do think he's a nice man. I think the way he ended up being treated is how we should also be treating dark-skinned people. Like, not that this guy should have gotten in more trouble, but just that no one should be getting in big trouble when it's not that big of a deal. But the movie is kind of like a treasure map story. You know, like, fun. Can we find it? There's colorful characters in it. And then it does kind of make you wonder, like, let's say you found out that, like, your brother had found a big bag of cocaine or whatever worth $1 million or $2 million. What would you do?
Absolutely not go hunt for that cocaine.
What if it was in the U.S.? Like, what if it was in the OC?
I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, first of all, how on earth do you have access to $2 million worth of cocaine? What's wrong what choices did you make in your life? And we would have bigger problems with it. No.
What if they just stumbled upon it and then buried it?
Because I'm not into any sort of get rid if it's too no. Because nothing good comes from, listen, you find a wallet with money in it, you turn it in. You find cocaine buried on an island, you turn it in. You don't, there's no get rich quick scheme. I don't even play the lottery because I don't want to win that money because I feel like it wouldn't be.
It would ruin you.
You know what? I barely, look, I want, you know what it might come from? I have to say this to justify, like, me being okay with not winning any of the money from the challenge.
Yes.
So it's like, it's total, oh my God.
I knew it.
This has been like therapy. This is like me this is rationalization or like justification of that. So I have to be like, every dollar that matters to me has to be earned, you know, like, you know what I'm saying.
You don't want any shortcuts.
No shortcuts, because nothing good comes from them. And even if it's winning money on a reality television show, so I think it was a blessing. There's a price to pay. So there was a blessing in, you know, it made a lot of things less complicated that I didn't win that money to, now that I think about it. Yes. I never thought about that.
Yes.
That might have made divorce things more complicated.
You know what? It's there are a million things like that, I think, that could have occurred.
Huh. Thank you, Johnny.
I forget the saying, but somebody was like, sometimes unanswered prayer is a great stroke of luck. And you don't always know it, but you have to hope that that's the case.
Yep.
But I mean, you've seen like articles or pieces about how the lottery curse, you know, people that win the lottery. It's not a curse. It's just, you know, more money, more problems.
Right. And it's just the mentality behind that, and that kind of, like, you know.
Oh my God. I see it over here.
So much.
As soon as we started having more success with our business, we started seeing the consequences of that, and the way that people, there's a money grab, you know? Yeah. People start thinking, oh, they look like they're doing well. I think I want a piece of that.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man. More money, more problems.
It's true.
It really is true.
But anyway, I think you would like it if you're looking for
gonna check that out.
And delightful documentary.
I really am. You know what TV show I watched that I highly recommend, Suze, just because, you know, well, for like a million reasons. But Space Force with Steve Carell.
Was it good?
It was really good. We watched the whole thing. And the best, this is what I wanted to tell you. That one of the things that why you have to watch it is because they do little nods to actual like space, like real events. Like there's one part where spoiler alert, they go up to space. It's Space Force. So what am I really spoiling? It's in the title. So they go up to space, and there's a
They
woman
were really
who's
forceful.
right, really forceful. Oh, that too. They were sending a woman up to space. They were going through like the kind of things they brought, and they didn't bring like I think they didn't bring a toothbrush, and they were like, "What? You didn't bring a toothbrush, but you brought 100 tampons?" And I was like, "Ren, that really fucking happened!" And so they do this all the time, like the whole. I was like, I had just told him that story. I was like, the space shit, like they do dumb shit all the time. Like for example, let me tell you what they packed Sally Ride on her first trip, and like he was like, "No way!" And then no joke, 5 minutes later, they make that joke, and I was like, "Oh!" And then it made us think, "Oh my god, have all of these things that they're saying been like real ideas?" So you have to see it, because if you know about like know things like that, references, it's extra. Oh my god, I'm getting worked up.
Is it?
It's
series?
Extra funny. Yes, it's like 10 episodes maybe, or 9 episodes, 8 maybe.
I
but
can't believe
you'll
watched
fly
this.
through them.
I love it.
It's super fat. It's like they're like short episodes.
Okay,
but it's great, and like everybody's in it. John Malkovich is in it.
Oh.
Jane Lynch is in it.
But it's a comedy.
Total comedy.
Okay.
Oh, it's so funny.
All right.
A+.
I'm on it.
A+.
Do you think people like have subscribed and told a friend though? That's what I'm wondering about.
I hope so. I mean, if they haven't, they can do that right now.
Yeah, it's not too late to right your wrongs.
And if your friends don't know, you can also get a cool Brain Candy Podcast T-shirt or other.
Oh my gosh, we have the cutest merch
to show them, right? And how about a mask?
Get a mask.
Hello.
Ours are super
Who doesn't
cute.
want? Oh my god, they're so cute. Well, I mean, I love them because like it's my doodle. So
right, drawn by
that.
Sarah.
So I do like that. So there you go, people.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you
Love
next
you.
time.
Bye 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 bye.